Hi guys, so today we're supposed to talk about variable if else while, right? So try and go through the resource. Variable, as we all know, that it keeps is like a container to house the what's it called? To house a particular number. If statement is adding condition to before you print some certain line of code or execute some certain line of code, and then the while loop is when you need to repeat something until a condition becomes false. Okay, so go through this resource. uh, yeah, go through them, and also you can try to read externally. Okay, so what is the size of an unsigned int type data? Int, both unsigned and signed, they are 4. Okay, so it says which following are valid for the statement? A for loop. We haven't done for loop here, but probably in the next class we'll be doing for loop as well. So just kindly read on for loop. So for loop will follow um, an initialization, a, a kind of condition, and then an incrementation. Okay, so this one works, and then this one does not have the syntax. This one has the initialization, and then this, and it's inside curly braces. It can also not be inside curly braces, right? And then this particular one, okay, the incrementation is here, the condition is here, and then the initialization is up. Okay, so this one works, but this one int cannot be here, right? So it is wrong. And then this one you cannot just double comma here, right? Cannot double comma, so this one should be here. Okay, so for this question 2, this one is for while. We have a while loop, do while loop, and we have the for, right? So this is how to while do first before the while. Okay, and then we have the while loop. While loop we will not have to. Okay, and then you have the opening and closing braces, right? Where is it here? And then you can have it without the opening and closing braces as well. So that's for that. And then the do while loop as well. So this one, what is the size of the float data? Size of float is 4 bytes as well. Same thing for int, but for double is 8. And then this one, we have the first one, the if statement, and the last one. You can have it like this, okay? And then char is 1 byte, okay? And that should solve your question. So this one, tax 0. It said that the program will assign a random number to the variable n each time it's executed. Complete the source code in order to print whether the number stored in the variable n is positive or negative. So what it's saying is um, you have to check if the n will be giving you different numbers. Okay, so you have to check if, based on the results it gives you, so you write an if statement to show that it is positive or negative. So this is the major thing that you need. Okay, so you write an if statement that if the n is greater than 0, then you should print is positive. When it is 0, you should print is negative 0, and if it is this, you should print negative, right? So I've already done tag 0 to 4, so I'll be showing you, and then we'll be doing the rest together. Okay, so I had actually made video on doing that, but the video was too long, so I don't want to upload it because it's too long. There were some mix up in between, like test it and it didn't work, and then I tried it second time and it worked, but it's made it so long, so I just felt like, okay, let me just from here, and then we'll continue. So the code used was so this is 0 positive. So let me vi into the code. 0, let's see. So we have the this, the code has been given, you copy it and paste it into your game this place, and then I think they gave us this already and this, right? So I just said if that n that will be given to us, that will be generated, is greater than 0, then you should print this n here. N, that number is positive. Else, if n is equal to 0, you should print is n is 0. And else, if and then else, you should just print this negative. Okay, because once it's not greater and once it's not equal to, it means it's less than, and then you don't need to say when it is less than, but you could add that to it and then that will work. Okay, so let us just quit this one. Okay, so and then if you want to check how it should work, because it has worked here. Okay, so the next one is the last digit. Okay, so this one says based on the last digit of a number that you should give an output, like you should what I want to say, you should say, okay, if the last digit is greater than 5, then you should print the string and the string and is greater than 5. So you print all this stuff, right? Use this format. Okay, so if the last digit is 2, look at the last digit here, 2, and this is 2, right? So you just say and is less than, so once it's 2, you add this. So you add an if statement saying that if the last digit is greater than 5, you should say this. If it is less than 6, I think this one is less than 6. So once you make that if statement that if it is less than 6, that you should make 0, that you should say is less than 6 and not 0. So all those stuff, and then if it is, so let's go into this one. This one is one string, right? So let me see. So vi one last digit dot c, right? So if we vi that, we have what they give us. So we added a new to store our last digit. And how did we get the last digit? Our last digit is n modulus 10. For example, if we have 10, right, and you do 10 divided by 10, it would give us an accurate number, okay, which is 1, but it will remain 0. And if you know, the last digit of 10 is 0. So if you do 50, for example, if our n is 50, 50 divided by 10 is 5, remainder what? 0. So modulus will give us the remainder, and then the remainder of anything divided by 10 will give us its last digit. You can do the math and check. Okay, so once we've gotten the last digit, then we'll say, okay, any last digit it has gotten here. Okay, so if the last digit is greater than 5, then you should print all this line of code. Okay, we should say it's greater than 5, right? And then we should put the, and in the example it puts the last digit and it puts the normal number. Okay, just print it for viewing sake. Okay, so you say else if it is 0, that it is 0, and if it is this, it is this. So you execute it. By the time you get to the fourth task, you understand how to execute and everything, right? I know you can do that yourself when you compile. So let us quit this, and once you run it, you would do that. So let's go through this too. I'm already here. So once um you create your directory, right? ox01 variable, and then you put your readme inside, right? And then you do your this and then add this, right? So number 2, I don't know, I might add the first video part of it, wow, of this coding, but I don't want it to be too long. So yeah, just to save you the stress. So don't forget to join the class today that I'll be holding on this. So I'll be explaining this ones actually. um I'll be out this morning, but I'll be back on time, so we can start on time. And then let me see, number 2. So vi2, let's see. Okay, so let's see number 2. So for number 2, we have this one. It says that you can only use putchar. Putchar is used to print a particular one character alone. Okay, so you can only use putchar function. Every other function is forbidden. All your code should be in the main function. You can only use putchar twice. So you say write a program that prints alphabet in lowercase. So this one is to print alphabet in lowercase. We will do vi, and then we've done our normal standard IO comment, our main function, right? So inside our main function, I said let this character I, okay, so I can give this character lower. I can call it, I want to store lower, I want to store some data into lowercase, so I store a inside this I, okay. So I stored character a inside I. So I said while a, right, because this one is representing a now, is less than or equal to z, okay. If this thing is correct, because this thing is correct, it will execute this code inside. So it will say it will print a, right? So a would have been printed, and we've increment a. So by adding 1 to it, this one is like adding 1. I said it in the arithmetic video we did on init, right? So this one is adding 1. So we've added 1 to the a, it has become b. So a will first print, it will go back, is now b. B is less than z, it will print b. It will increment it c until it is now equal to z, it will print it. And then when it is more than z, it will not be able to print again. Once you come to this, it will exit this line and form a print new line, and then you will return 0 that it is successful. Okay, so that is that. So the next one, vi3 alphabet.c. So this one says that you should write it. So write a program that prints the alphabet in lower and in uppercase, followed by a new line. So you should print the alphabet in lowercase and also in uppercase. So in order to do that, you can only use putchar function. Okay, so we are going to print lower and uppercase just like we did the other time. All your code should be in the main. You can only use this one 3 times. And they say you should end with new line. Okay, followed by new line. Okay, so when you check this one, oh sorry, this is the executable stuff. I don't know dot c. Okay, so when you check this one, okay, so I declared one for lower, one for upper. Okay, so what I did is this is a, just like we did the other time. So this function will print all the lower first, and then another function will print all the upper. So I just changed the stuff to capital letter, and this one is small letter, and then you get just like the same way we did for the old one. Okay, so we're done with that. So the next one is number 4, and if you want to execute it, okay, so you just copy this. They've given you the execution, just copy this thing, okay, and paste it on your terminal, and that should compile the number 3 for us. So once it compiles it, it's going to generate this one. So once it generates it, you just /3 the executable, and then you see that it's going to print a b c d e f g h i j k z, and then that capital letter, right? So should I clear it now? Let's continue. So I'm in number 4 now, and I want to vi into 4.c, and then I'm not done with this code, right? So we'll continue from here. So just to save your time, so I've bought some small time of your time. I've helped you save small time. So this one say write a program that print it will print all the alphabet, lower alphabet, but it will not print q and e, and I can't use more than 2 putchar. It should be in my main function end with a new line. So one of the putchar will print new line, and the second one should print the alphabet, right? So what I'll do is write my code. So I think there's something. Okay, so what I said is I declared one alphabet, right, just like we would do normally, and then we create our while loop, right, to print all the alphabet. So imagine that this one is not here, right? So this one would what we'll do is this one will be here, right? This one used to be here. This one will print the alphabet, and then this one will increment it, right? But we are not having this if condition before, so it have to check this if before it prints the alphabet. So if it is not q, and if it is not, so there's a mix up here, and if it is not, so once it is not q and once it is not e, it should print this, right? So once it will come, it will say a is less than this, right? And then to say it's not q, it's not e, then it will print it. Then it will come out of this place, increment it, become b. B is not this, b is not this, it will print b, come out of this. Once it is q, it will not print this, it will just increase it and then come to this place, you get again, and continue until this one becomes false. Then it will come outside of this block of code and then print a new line and return this, right? So this is the wiki. So let me compile it, let me do, and then all your code, you have to be doing Betty for, you have to be doing Betty to check if they are Betty compliance. So this one is Betty compliance. So let me compile it again and see. I would have loved to show you those ones, but you will see them eventually once we continue. Okay, so copy and then paste this and then just enter. It worked. So I'll just try and execute my four. So we have A, B, C, D. We don't have E. We have F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P. We don't have Q, R, S, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, so this one should work. So let's git add. Let's git commit. And then let's say the alphabets without Q and E. Okay, and let's git push. See, you see that I didn't put that not equal to not before, that's why we had the checker failure already, right? No, sorry, on this one. Is it this one? Yeah, it is. Okay, I haven't checked it. I printed it and it wasn't printing, so I haven't checked it. So let's check it now. Thought I've checked it before. Okay, so we passed the test. Okay, so now let's go to the next one and then you see the whole process on how it runs, right? So now it says write a program that prints all the single number of base 10, right? It prints single number from 0 followed by null. All your code should be in the main function. So this one we can use print. I think we can still use print though. I think we have to still use picture, right? So in order to do this, you just copy the file name because we've created this directory already, and don't forget to put that readme in this directory to operate one. So write a program that prints single digits from base 10 0 to, so it's going to print 0 to 9, right, when we execute it after compilation. Okay, so let's vi the file name, right? Then we'll do our include standard io.h. So then we'll have our comments and we'll say main, and we'll say this one, I'll say it should print, our main is to print numbers of base 10, and then we'll have our return that you should return 0, right? Then that will end it. So our main function now, so we declare our main function, yes, and then I can store int base 10, I can use underscore to make it beautiful. Our base 10 should be equal to 0, so we should store 0. And then our code, we can use the while loop again. So I will say while base 10 is less than or equal to, I could use is less than 11, okay, or I can use less than equal to 10. Okay, what should it do? While this thing is true, it should print. So I'll say put char, okay, and I'll say this one should be put char print base 10, right? Okay, if I'm wrong you should let me know. Just kidding. Okay, so what else? Then once it does, so what will happen is this one will be 0, and then 0 is less than this, then it will print 0. Then we'll increment it, right? So we'll say base 10 plus plus, right? Okay, so we're adding 1 to so another way to do it is saying base 10 plus equals to 1. So this one will also work, right? So okay, so we increment it, and then this one will keep printing. Then we can have our picture to print our new line, right? So print new line, and then we'll have our return to show that we are done. Okay, I think this one should work. Let me try and see. So the next thing you do is you do Betty 5.c, right, to see this. Okay, it says that. Okay, so let us add. We do, since it has no argument, we should add void to it. Okay, so this should work, but because we are following Betty star, okay, so we have to follow what our sister Betty says. Betty is your sister, your coding sister. Okay, so let's do Betty again. So sister, he said I'm fine. So let me clear the screen and list. So I have my 5, but I don't have the executable of the 5. GCC will have to compile this 5, turn it to what machine can understand. That's why if you open the file, you will see that you can't understand it, right? The compilation file. Okay, so we have to compile it and see. So let's compile. To compile, we copy this. We paste this. So it's compiled successfully. So we say so if we release it, we have the executable now. If I try to view my compiled file, you see that I can't understand this. Can you see? Right? So let me just exit it. Okay. So I can run it, right, and see if it will print. It's not printing any character. Can you see? It's not printing, so it's not working. So let's go back there and sort it out. Right? Oh, sorry, a bit better. So just so this is part of all the stuff I said, because we have to do so many sorting. Um, 0 is less than equals to 10. Print 0. We should be correct, right? We should. Okay, I think The problem is this one. Our implementation should be outside, I guess. No, no, it should be inside. It should be inside. You should print and this. Okay. Let me see. Compare it with um the form. Because I don't know what's going on. Let me see. So this place picture. Okay, I know why. I know why. So basically put char cannot print numbers, it can only print characters. So we can use the ASCII table and check what 0 represents with character. We could use character to print it though. Okay, so let me say, so you do your ASCII table, right? Okay, so you could use our ASCII table and just say ASCII table. Okay, let's use images. So uh, so what is 0? 0 is 0 now, and 9 is 9. So what is now? Okay, I know what to do. So back to our code. So we could change this one to, if we were use printf here, it would have worked, but this one will work normally. But let's just, because I'm using put char, we are limited. So char, right? So give this one a char, and so because we are using this, let's put this one in single quotes, and then let's put this guy in single quotes. Okay, and what else? I think that's all for now. So let's do Betty differ again. Betty say we are good, and let's recompile it. Let's have it. Yes. Okay, we have some errors. Yes. So is this 10? I think we're not supposed to have it like this. Shike teacher. Comparison was always true due to limited range of data type. We have this. So we have this guy. Okay, this is what I'll do. Okay, it's not 10, it's supposed to be 9 self. We are wrong, it's supposed to be 9. So let me change that to 9 first. This guy is supposed to be 9. Right? 0 to 9 is what we are printing. Let me try and compare and see if the, okay, it actually worked. So ls, so we've compiled it, right? Let me recompile it so you can see that it works. Okay, so dot slash, because that time we were able to print after 0 to 9, it is still printed, so no, so we are printing 0 to 9, and then 5, So it actually worked, right? So after it worked, you can then git push, git add, git commit. So I think that particular stuff might be confusing people. So I think we'll just deal with those number stuff. Copy. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It should be this one. Let's push it. So since that one worked, let's check our code. Okay, it worked. How many is this thing? This thing is much. Number 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. Write a program that prints all single digits. So we are still using pucha. Okay. So write a program that will print all the single digits number at base 10, starting from 0 followed by new line. And then you are not allowed to use any variable to type char. Okay, so we should not use char. Okay, and then that's good. We're going to use int. You can only use pucha. So I think that one that they didn't say we can only use pucha, we should have just used printf, because they didn't mention that we can't use pucha here, right? I don't know why we're using pucha, because I hate that this picture. Okay, so and then we should use pucha, we should not use char. You can only use pucha twice and it should be in main. And you are not allowed to use any variable of this type char. Okay, so you should print it like this. So we'll still do it, copy this guy and go to our code. Where's the code? This guy. Let's clear this guy. Okay, so we write our code, include standard io.h, right? And then we have our main function, print alphabets. And what do we want to do? We should print alphabets and print alphabets without char and use look at my alphabet and use what's I hope this thing is not too long, because I don't want anybody telling me that one statement is too long. I don't want one sister Betty telling me that. So you can, instead of saying always 0, you can always just put 0 in front. It's nothing. Just declare something so that Auntie Betty can leave you alone. So let me put void, since that time it says we're not putting a void. So we use int, right? So int and see alphabet. But because we are using character to print it, then we initialize it to be stored in like a character variable. Okay. So then we use a while loop, not a for loop. The for loop would have been easier, but since we've done while so far, so let me just stick with while. While alphabet is less than or equal to 9, right? While alphabet is less than or equal to 9, then it should print picture, print alphabet. So it should print alphabets, right? So I think this is basically it, right? Then we'll have our picture to print our new line. Right? And we have our return to return 0, right? And let me see, is there anything we're missing? Because I don't want Betty and GCC to be telling me what to do. So let's do Betty 6. Anti-Betty, okay. Anti-Betty has released us. So let's check for the compilation code. So just copy this guy. Okay. So we do wall pedantic where extra SDT equals GNU 89 and then the name of the file. So normally you do GCC name of the file and then put the output to a particular name, but all these ones you should just know wall pedantic where extra SD. I think there's a task that asks for this command, so it works. So let's try and execute it. Right? Hey, this one a loop oh, non-stop loop. So we didn't increment it. Let me just reload this page and go back. We didn't increment it, that's why. Let's remember. I noticed there was something off. So let's see into our this. So we are yeah. So we didn't increment. Oh, we increment it. Oh, sorry, this is not it. VI 6. Yes, we didn't implement it. So it was just printing 0 because 0 is less than 9, right? After that, it will come back. It will come back here. 0 is still less than 9. We didn't change it to 1. We didn't change it to 2. You get. So that's what happened. And so alphabet plus. Okay. So let's check with Betty. Okay, sorry. Betty 6. So Betty should really. Hey, what happened? Hey, Auntie Betty, why now? Just now. We released us not quite long. What happened here? Okay. Does it mean that? Wait, I think we've seen this error before. What did we do? What did we do? Alphabet equals 0. Okay, I know what to do. I'll check this drive. I was checking. Yes, we did a while. We implement it. Okay, this 9. I'm not sure what I put there. But it's supposed to work because it worked here. Yeah, it's there. Alphabet plus equals to 1. Let me try this. Auntie Betty, How about that? Let me see. Did you put our that 6? Maybe I put it less. Did you put that? Oh, sorry. I want to see the contents using the less command. We put our return on. So what's now going on? I wanted to do something. Okay, let me copy this error and pass it. I don't know what the error is. Let me use this guy and say uh, what does this error mean? Hey, not this one. I wanted to press tab. Okay, that your file you're trying to apply and patch. To resolve this, you must verify that the file blah blah blah. Each changes of the you should verify that the file you are attempting to use as a patch contains the correct format. Unify the file. Each tile is represented line. Minus for deletion. So what's going on? I don't know what's going on with this guy. And the thing is, best people viewing will why do I keep opening this why do I keep opening this executable stuff? Okay, so after the loop message you print new line. So print new line. Alphabet is equal to 0, while alphabet is less than or equal to 9. Print alphabet. Alphabet equals to what? Picture print new. Or maybe I shouldn't. But since we are using picture to print, that's why I'm using this guy. 0. Implement that. So what's going on? Betty now. Auntie Betty, leave me alone now. Let me go. Auntie Betty does not appear to be unified format patch. 1 1 0 9. Unified format patch. Okay. But when I remove that this guy now, it is unified. Have you? Is that what you are trying to tell me, Auntie Betty? This thing is just wasting time. So, look at Betty. Does not appear to be unified. Why is he now checking before? To try. Did they say we should use push how many times? We can only use push twice in a code. Yeah, we don't use push now, we only use push twice. Then how should I change my variable name? Okay. Or maybe I should use 0 alone. But the thing is, pucha will not be able to print numbers. If I use zero, if I use zero here, pucha will not be able to print out numbers. So you need to represent it for ASCII characters, which zero is zero in ASCII characters, right? So before it can print. And if I do betting now, let's see. So now betting is still the same thing. So if I compile, it might still work, but our checker will fail us. So I'm trying to see. Probably I'll just forward this part to where we resolved it. Int alphabet equals to 0. So let me see the question again. I think we're right so far. Let a program that prints the digits listing 0, which prints 0 to 9 still, but you just change the variable type to char. And from char, you can only use pucha function, and then you can use pucha twice input. You can only use pucha twice. Your approach should be main function. Maybe I should just use the for loop, because this guy is just stressing me as well. This guy is stressing me. Let me initialize it. You can also do it like this: alphabet equals to 0, and it. This one should be different. Okay, let me give ChatGPT and say I got this Betty error. Copy. Okay, so I'll say in a C program, I got this Betty error. Input. And it does not produce the error. The error we mentioned seems to be related to applying a patch or a differ. The error tabulated occurs when you are trying to use a patch or differ that does not conform to the ensure that you are using the correct input file for applying the patch. You know what? I know what to do to you, Betty. It's clear. Even ChatGPT is confused. VI6. Hi. Let me see. What I'll do is let me clean everything. So let me just say return 0, right? Let's see if Betty will still give us the error. Okay, Betty 6. Oh, sorry. Okay, it's not the one I was compiling. I'm supposed to compile 36 product this. So that's the problem I had. I've been compiling the wrong stuff. Can you imagine, guys? Let me first remove this stupid 6. I was trying to compile the to check for the executable. I was wondering that what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So I have to start over. I should have copied that stuff. Um, so we have our int alphabets, and we said we should store 0, right? And then we have our while loop, and we say this one, we give a condition that if alphabet, as far as while alphabet is less than equal to 9, should print, right? You should print alphabets. Sorry, this one, right? And then you should alphabets plus plus. I was wondering what's going on. What's going on? Hard one. I'm just confirming that there's no white space there. And then which this one should be a new line. So right, and then we can sorry. I hope there's no white space here. Okay, there's no white space. Okay, let's keep it. Okay, so this is what happened since. Look at, we were checking the wrong stuff. Since it almost gave me a headache. I almost started crying. So this one worked, and let's see. Yeah. So this one worked. Right. I was like, what's going on now? So well, one mistake learned it won't make you repeat that mistake anymore, because obviously that's why you have to try. Yes. So let's check our code. That worked. So it should work. So that one is done, and then let me clear my screen. So this one says write a program that prints the lowercase alphabet in reverse. So this one we should print, you should still use picture, and then you should not use picture more than twice. So in reverse, so from Z to B to A, right? So you can see that one, and then say VI 7 this dot C, and then press I, include SDIO.h, and then right, and then our name, yeah, print alphabet in reverse mode. Now our return should be 0, and then see, I'm not using always 0 this time around. Int main, we have our void, because we're not passing any arguments. And then we have this. So we still use our char, right? I think we're going to use char here. And then we say alphabets, and then we declare it to be A. Yeah, and then we write our code. So we say while this, okay. So while alphabet, no, alphabet will start from Z, right? Because we're starting from Z. Alphabet, right? As far as alphabet is great is greater than or equal to A, you should then print you should print um you should print alphabet. So Z is greater than or is greater than A, right? So it's going to print Z first, and after that we will now reduce the power of Z to become Y. And what we should do, we say alphabet minus minus. So we are reducing it by 1, so it will now become, instead of Z, it will become Y. So Y is still greater than A, it will print Y, it will reduce the power, go back here. Okay, so that's what we're doing. And then after that, I think we should have a new line though. Let me just put tab, put char, sorry, a new line, and then we should return 0. Don't forget to put space here. Okay, just save it. So there's Betty 7. Betty say we are fine. So let's compile it and see. So we can use this guy to compile. This is the dash words dash pedantic where extra. Hey, I did mistake. Yeah, so it's compiled. So let's just check it if it works. So it prints Z to A B C D E F G. So this one worked. So let's git add it and git commit. So this one worked, right? So let's go to the last one for this one. It says write a program that prints out the number of the base 16 in lower case followed by a new line. Okay, so this one is simple. Base 16 is 0 to 9, and then we'll have A, B, C, D, E, right? 0 to 9 is 10. 16 will have 6 minimum, so A, B, C, D, E, F. So to now have A to F, right? With it. So I think that should work. So we'll have two while loop there, right? So one should print the 0 to 10 and one should print the A to F. Okay, so do this, you press I, do your include so standard input and output.h, and then say what next, our comment, right? And we do our main to be a program. We have few minutes to go though. Okay, we still have like an hour. So, so I don't want this thing to take space and then Betty will be telling us. So what do we want to do? Print hexadecimal. Okay, and then the return should be 0, right? And then we have our int name, and then our okay. So we have a we can have character for everything because we're using put put char. Okay, so character. This one should be numbers, and let's just declare it straight to be 0 because we're starting from 0, right? Okay, let's end it. Okay, and then let's have character letters, right? And this one should be A. So let's have our while loop. While, and then so my code uses so I'll say while numbers is equal to, is now is less than or equal to 9, we should print. So this is our first picture that we're using. We should print numbers. Then we increment numbers. So numbers plus plus, right? So it's not going to print new line yet. So we have our second while loop. So after this one finishes, it brings 0 to 9. Then we have our second while loop um, to print A12, right? So if you look at it, I think you're going to give us the format 0 to 9, A12, right? So so you say I'll put char as well. I've not, I know that letters will be here. Right? So let's go and declare something here. So see this argument that we're giving it here. This one does not have, that's why it is void. Okay, thank God. I wanted to explain it and I realized that I didn't even put void because Sister Betty will tell us, hey, we have no argument, you did not put void. Void means like nothing. You understand? Betty does not want you to leave that space alone. So this place will say if letters is less than or equal to F, right? So A to F will be printed. So let's increment this guy too. We say letters plus plus, or else we will see after it has printed this one to just keep printing F. Okay, and then when we are done, we should print a new line. This is the picture we're using. We should print a new line. Right, and then after printing a new line, we should print a new line and return 0 to show that that we have no error. Right? Skip. So let us bet it. Dot C. So it's correct. So let us compile it and see if our code will run. So to this place. Right? So we have it here, number 8. Let us execute it and see. So it actually worked, right? So since it worked, let's git add, git commit, and git commit. So print x. How is hexadecimal spelled? Hexadecimal numbers. We push. Okay, so let's check our code. There's no time. Check. I think checker is acting up now. Once it's this time, start acting up, and then so it's still checking in the background. So while we still have more, still have number 9. So while that one is checking, let's go to this one. So this one says, I thought we were in advanced already. So after this we have the advanced. Okay, no other. So this one is to print everything with a comma, right? So write a program that prints all the possible single digits. The digits should be separated by a comma followed by a space, and um, then numbers should be printed in ascending order. Okay, just like this. And then you can only use pucha function. All your code should be in main. You can only use pucha 4 times max. You're not allowed to use any variable of type char. So we are using our int, right? So good. Let me copy the name and let us check it down as complete. But it should be complete because we got the output, right? So we should not fear. Don't be afraid. It should work. Right. So let's go here and say vi this, right? And then I'll say include standard input and output h, and then we'll do star main, and then we say this one should be able to, the main should be able to print numbers separated by comma, and let me use this one to save space and space. Save space, pressing and space. Okay, so our return value should always return 0, and we have our int main, right? And then this one should be void, and then this one should be what? Int main void, and then what should we have? If the int main is void, what should we have? Int main void. Let me see. So we are printing alphabet, right? So we said we should not use. So we are using int, and we are using printing numbers. So let me just give this in numbers, and I'll say set it equal to 0 first, right? And then we have to do this, and then that's all. So while for a while, and then with a bracket, while, and then I'll say our numbers while our numbers is not equal to um, while our number is not less than or equal to 9. So before that now I put this because of the butcher is not equal to 9. So don't use it. So y is not equal to 9. Lord, you have been sitting for long. Tired. So while numbers is not equal to 9, what should we do? Yeah. Because we want to add these guys, where is it? Comma to each one to have our if statement. So I'll say um, if statement goes this way, this syntax, right? So I'll say if so it's going to normally this one is supposed to print 0 to 9, right? But before that I'll say if number, right, is not equal to 9. As far as it's not equal to 9, because the last 9 is not going to have anything, right? As far as this one is not equal to 9, if number is not equal to 9, then it should do what? It should print uh, before that this one should have print first. Let's so let's say put char. So this one should print numbers, right? So this one will print 0 to 9. So after I print 0, should we increment it straight? I'm not sure. Let me increment it and see. So let me increment it down. Yeah, it's going to be down. That's still inside the while loop. Okay. So I want to increment numbers plus plus. Okay. So what we say is if it's not equals to them, you want to put that comma. Put jar this put jar that single quote slash. So you should print comma. It's used to print character, and it should also print a space. So it should print this one should print 0, right? If it's not going to be 9, it's going to be 0, right? Because it's 0, it's going to put comma and space and then increment it to be 1 and then go back. Okay, or follow that process until it is 9. So once it is 9, it will not print this one, and once it increments it to be 10, 10 is not greater than this, it will exit this one and then come down. Okay, and we press enter, then we say we should print a new line, right? Backslash n, and then we should have our return. Our return should be what? 0. Okay, so I think this one should work. Let me bet it. Okay, Betty said we have no issue with Okay, thank you, Auntie Betty. Okay, this one to work. So let's try and run our program. right? So we have it. It had comma till now. Let me see. There's no comma there. So um it added comma till now. Vi nine dot c then yes. So it added to nine. If is not equal to nine, what if I put 8 there? I'm not sure. I'm just saying. Let me see. I'm not sure this will work though. Let's recompile it and let's rerun it. It's still putting it. Wait, didn't I edit it? Okay, what's going on? Anyway, should we test it or should we, let me put if it is less than equal to 8, less than equal to 8. Or maybe I'm not supposed to put this one. Okay, let's try this one. Let me recompile it and rerun it. Yes, good. Right? Yes, it worked. 8 comma 9. 8 comma 9. So what did I use again? That 9 let's see. Let me type it yes. I use 8. Okay, less than equal to 8. So let's just clear the screen. So that worked, right? That worked. So let us git on git commit dash n and say print numbers. You should print decimal number separated by comma and a space and git push. So let's see. So let's go and check that guy if that guy has worked. Oh, okay, it has worked. So let's go to this one. So this one too will take time, obviously. So let's open our 3 more advanced tasks. I think we are getting there. So for this one, start. Yeah, I think it will get more complicated here. Mm. So check your code. Still checking. Investing is a combination of brain and material. There are more brains you use, the less materials you need. Yeah, true. So how to stretch this my leg. Hmm. Write a program that prints all the possible num combination of 2 digits. Okay. So are we still using char? Okay, we are not using char. but we are still using picture. So it should be separated by comma. So it's going to print 2 digits, right? Is it so? Numbers must be separated by following. So um, this one follow will go well for this guy. But let me see how I can put it right. So go. So write a program that prints all the possible different combination of 2 digits. One, the number must be separated by a comma followed by a space. So it's going to be the number must 2 digits, comma and space, just like we did the other time. And then the 2 digits must be different. So 0, 1 and 1 are considered the same combination of the 2 digits, right? Print only the smallest combination of the 2 digits. So you're going to print 1, not 10. And the number should be printed in ascending order. And then you can only use the putcher function, and then you can use 5 times, and then you are not allowed to use any variable type char. So let's just start. Okay. So for this one, we copy, and then let's do vi the file name, right? I, and then we include the standard input and output.h, .h, then our comments. Sorry, okay, our comments. We have our main print 2 digits separated with comma and space. Our return should always be 0, and that should be it. Sorry, our main should be void. And oh god, man, can you see the tiredness in my voice? I was stressed yesterday. Okay, so int main void, and then what else? Let's just declare our return now. Our return should return 0. So let's go. Our code, all our code will be in this main. So the first thing is we're going to declare the 2 variable. Okay, int letter 1, comma, and letter underscore 2, comma. We can semicolon. We can initialize it here. Letter 1 should be equal to, so this one should be 0, right? And that one to be 0. So because we are using picture, then we put it in this, and let letter 2 also be equals to 0, right? Then our code goes here. Okay, so initialize it. So we say while open bracket, close bracket, good. So to print the first letter, right? We say while while letter 1 is less than equal to 9, then you should print. So we have one for row, one for blank. I had an number based on the okay. Okay. So for this one, we have this, and then what we want you to do is print. So we say let 1 equals to 9, right? What else? So we want to print that one. So we say put char. We say put char. So we print it now. Okay. So let me go back to the question. We have yes. I think you can add a while loop inside another while. For loop would have gone better, so I'm trying to see because I've done this task before and I used for loop, so I'm trying to see how I can use while because you guys might have not read for loop before. Okay, so this one I'll say inside that one. Let me have another one. I will explain once I'm done. Don't worry. I promise you that. Just testing it out though, not that sure. That's why I don't want to explain it now because I'm testing it. So this one should be one letter is even number. Let me change all these letters, it's confusing me. This thing doesn't mean I'm just using it for my own good. Yeah, this one. So while num2, you see that it's easy like this. It's making me, that one was confusing me. It's also less than equal to also 9. So inside you should have an if statement. If, so I'll explain everything once I'm done. So we want to do this one and say if num1 is less than num2, then you should now print num1 num2. Print num1 num underscore 1 picture num is equal to. Okay, so going to number one, number two. So put child number one, put child number two, enter what else? Number one and two. If number one is less than number two, yeah, put child number one. And then we have another if statement. Inside the if statement. Let's have it here. If I will explain once I'm done. I'm trying to see what I can do to retain the value. If num if num1 is not equal to 8 or in bracket num1 is equal to 8 and num2 is not equal to 9. This one should put join explains and then put join, comma, right? And then this one should be comma, right? And then this one should be space. And so at the end we should at the end we should print a new line. How many picture? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And you know what? Let me check it and see. If it works, then I'll explain. Betty Andrew. Blank line after declaration. So it is the declaration. So we should give a comma. So let's see Betty. Okay, so Betty said we're good. Okay, so let us compile and see. Then if this one works, I'm not sure if it will work there. Okay, let's execute it. My God, this video. I've executed it, don't work. I executed it, it didn't work. Okay, so VI100. That's why I don't want to start explaining rubbish. Okay, so the follow will have worked though, but let's see. Um, one equals to one and two equals to zero. Okay, so let me see what happens. 89. Wow. I think because we are using while loop, you see, let me copy this stuff and ask ChatGPT that what does this code does. Right? Can you see? Say the output will be 0 to 89. Is not 1 10. Can you adjust any error? Okay, we are not implementing it. I think that's the problem. Why is now we didn't implement it? Okay, so yeah, we didn't implement it. Let me see. So wow, you see, all those small details is something we should take note of. It's less than equal to 9. Wow, if num 2 plus 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 plus. Why should num 2 be equals to 0? This one I'm not sure of, but I'm sure we should implement it, right? Hmm. Okay, for this particular one. Anyway, let's first add these guys into it. Okay, I will insert mode now. Yes. So at the end of this first while loop, this is the first while loop stuff. So let's implement it still. Say underscore one plus plus. This is the end of this loop, as you can see. And then this one is from 2 plus plus. Okay, let us save and exit. Okay, so let us use Betty first to check. Betty says we are okay, and then compile. Compilation says we are okay, and then let's run. It only printed 0 to 9. Shit. Okay, sorry, we are going to 80 watts. Let me see the question. Up to 89, right? So let's VR back again to 89. So this one should be 89. 89. This one should be right. Should we be 89? Okay, let's see this one. So yeah, we have errors. Okay, it can't hold multi-character. It can't hold multi-character, it's true. Yes, it's true. I think I'm going to use for loop because this while loop is stressing me. Wait, but ChatGPT did the same thing. Right? Let's just do what it did by resetting that guy to 0. So this one is 9. This one is 8. This one is 8. And this one, let's change it to 89. I think it's 89. So ChatGPT did one more thing here. Set foo equal to 0. Right? Let's clear. So let's see Betty. Betty still says we are okay. Let's compare. And let's run. So let's run. So this one prints it up to 78 by just adding that one. So let me just look at it and see. It says 88999. Okay. Okay, what's one little thing can do? What is it again? 99889. So 889. So this one should be 9. Here is 9, obviously. I don't know when I changed it. Okay, I remember when I changed it to 8. It's supposed to be 9. This one is 278. Right, let me see. 99889. 9989. You never can tell what is the problem of a particular code. Make sure it wasn't that one. It's still 8. What's going on? I thought I saved it now. Yeah, it actually worked now. So, okay, it's time to explain, right? So, VI 100. Oh, sorry, I was opening the 100 C. So, what happened is that let me sit down properly and stretch my leg. Okay, so let me reduce the code so I can see everything at once. Okay. Are we at the bottom? Okay, good. So what first happened is that because we will need two numbers, right? And we need to manipulate those two numbers. I'll do some stuff with them. There are two ways of explaining this. The first one, we have num1 to be 0, num2 to be 0, right? So we have num1 to be 0, num2 to be 0. So we gave num1 the first number 0, second number 0, because obviously the first number is starting from 0. And then we can add certain conditions to it so that um, the second number, so we say once this one is greater than this, right, this one too should start from 0, but once the second number is greater than this first number, you should skip that particular one. Okay, so like that. Basically what we want to do is, you see, uh, this, we'll see this one as a first line and then use this one as a second line. Okay, for loop would have been easier to explain this. Okay, but I want to use while loop. Okay, so you'll be used to while loop, and then probably in the next class, in the next task, you'll be using a lot of for loop. Okay, so for while loop now, we have 0, right? So this one should represent first line. If you notice, we have 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. We have 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times, right? 0, how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 times. 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times. 1, 2, 5, 6. So it's decreases like that. Okay, so and then we have this one 1 to 9, 2 to 9, 3 to 9, 4 to 9, 5 to 9, like that. Okay, so basically what we did now is we did our while loop. Okay, so we set our while to be, we know that it is 0, the first number, right? The first number is 0. Okay, so the first number is printing up to 9. Okay, so we first set that, and if you look at it, the first number actually stopped at 8 because we gave it some condition. So the first number, we set it that it should print up to 9, right? Okay, so the next thing is uh, okay, the next thing is the second number, we set it that it should also print up to 9, because as you can see, it prints up to 9, right? Good. So after that, we set this to print up to 9. Okay, so we now say that if this first number is less than the second number, so we'll have 0 and 0, 0 and so the first number will print 0, second number will print 0, but the thing is, the second number, the first number is not less than the second number, so it will not continue. It will not put, so when it is now, so 00 will first come to the system and it will go through this condition. So when it comes through this condition will say, okay, um 0 and 0 cannot stand because this norm is not less than this. So because it's not less than this, it will escape all this if, and it will it, it will escape all this, and then it will run out, right? It will go back to the while loop. Okay, so it will go back, and then we'll have so the thing is, this one will first execute, right? 0 will execute, so the first number will become 0. Okay, so because the first number is 0, it will want to run what is here. Okay, so the first 0 has been written down. Okay, so this first 0 automatically has been written down. Okay, so what happens next is that what is inside the while loop will now happen, right? So what is inside the while loop is that the second number should be printed, right? So this, we now want to print this second number. Okay, so we want to print this second number. By the time we want to print that second number, it's going to say, okay, before we print this second number, it has to enter this condition. So is that first number greater than the second number? No, so it will not do this, right? Then it will still continue. So he said that it will not do this, then it will come out of this place, it will increase this one. Okay, so this one will run after that 0 has been printed. Okay, the inner loop will now run 9 times. That's what we are telling it, that it should run 9 times. So the first 0 will not be printed, then once it gets here, all the if will not be printed, so this one will increase that number 2 by 1, so 1 will come here, right? um Sorry, 1 will come here because we are still doing this one. 1 will come here. Is 1 less than num2? Okay, so is 1 less than num2? So if 1 is less than num2, right? Sorry, num2 is 1, right? So 0 is less than 1, right? Because 0 is less than 1, then it will now print num1, which is 0, and then print num2, which is 1, and then we now give it another extra condition in order to print this comma and space that prints after it. So if it meets this condition, it will put this comma and space, and then it will increase it again to 3. Okay, so that's how we get this 0 and 1. It will do it 0 and 2, it will increase it, till we get to that 0 and 9, right? So once it gets here, it will exit out of this loop. Okay, and then this one will start again. This one will now increase by 1. It will now automatically set this one back to 0. Okay, it will set this one back to 0. Okay, so that's why this one is here. Okay, so I think if we don't set this one to 0, it should still work. So this one now becomes 2. This one now becomes 1 because it started from 0. So it will now start again. Because it has become 1 here, it will start again. So if this one starts again, 0 is 0 less than this one. Like if this one will now be 1, right? Is 1 less than 0? No, it will not execute this one, it will increase it. Is 1 less than 1? It will not execute it until it becomes 2, and then it will run like that. So let me explain this one now, how the comma and this one goes about. Remember that the comma and stuff would stop at 89, right? So what we did is, so if the number 1, that's 0, right, is not equal to 8, it should print this. Okay, so it's going to be printing it as far as this one is not equal to 8, right? So if you look at the question, okay, so it stopped at 8, right? Or if num2 is not equal to 9, as far as num2, look at that num2. So it stopped at 9. So it's not going to print comma and space for this one. So it should print, as far as it doesn't meet this condition, any of it should just print comma and space. Okay, and that is how this one is done. Alright. So just go through it, understand it, and do it on your own as well. Okay. Okay. So we're going to the next task. Oh, have we git push and check? No. So git add git commit dash m, and then we give it print in tools and git push. I think there's one we were doing that we haven't checked if it worked. So let me just check. So that one has worked. So let us check this code as well. So this one too might take time. So let's go on to the next one. So we are left with two. And I'm very sure those two will be very tough. Right? Do you agree with me? Okay, so why this one is running? Okay, so this one now we are printing 3 digits, so that thing will expand more, right? So printing 3 digits. Okay, so the first thing is, let's copy this one. At least we will do it, don't worry. We will do it. So copy and clear. So we first include, I haven't read the question now. I'm just, we are trying to set things up first. I think the main is print numbers in digits separated by comma space, and the return value is 0, and then we have our int main. This one is hey, I'm on cat level. I wasn't looking at the screen. Good. I said it means 0. Look at me. Auntie Betty will just shout, "Hey, yeah, I used to be it." Yeah. Okay, so I'm just kidding. And so now to the question. So the numbers, write a program that prints all possible different combination of 3 digits. Numbers must be separated by comma, followed by a space. So you have the comma and space. The 3 digits should be this, and then 0, 1, 2 are considered the same combination. Okay, so because it has the same number, so the if statement will work a lot here. Print only the smallest combination of the 3 digits. So we have to print the smallest of the 3 digits. Okay, so numbers should be printed in ascending order with 3 digits. Okay, so it says I consider the same combination with 3. Numbers print only the smallest combination, just like we did before. Numbers should be printed in ascending orders. Okay, you are only to use put chart function 6 times. You're not allowed to put char. All your code should be in main function. Okay, it should be in the main function. So we'll just do int. So we have three variables now, right? So we have our num1. Let me just put num1 because that underscore was stressing me to num2, num3, right? Then we do this one. Then we can initialize it and say that I don't know if I use for loop, it will be faster, but let me still use while loop though. What should I do next? Then I'll initiate num1 to be 0 for now, to be equal to 0, num2 to be equal to 0, and num3 should be equal to 0. I think our 0 should have this crown, right? So this one too should have space between it. So our while loop now, there's everything. So we have three while loops inside each other. While, and then we set the first one. While num1 is less than equal to, I think it's up to 9, right? Yeah, 9 is less than equal to 9. Then we do our curly braces. So because of Betty, let me just start with 1. So I'll just increment it down in order not to cause confusion. I'll say num1 plus plus, and then up. I'll put my second while and enter while num num2 is less than equal to 9, right? And inside I'll do my num2 plus plus, okay? And on top inside again, I'll do my while num3 is less than equal to 9, and I'll do num3 plus plus, right? So inside this num3, then I'll have my statement, right? My if statement. Okay, so I'll say if, and then let me press enter. So I'll say if num1 is less than num2 and num2 is less than num3, then it should then print to have this one up to 3 times. I hope you understand this part. Okay. Trying to just make it a step by step stuff. Okay, so you should print num1. Okay, since you should now have this one, num1, and then num2, and then num3, right? So we should do this. And inside them, we'll do for the comma and space, right? So I can do my if if so this if num1 is not equal to 7 until this one is equal to 7 before you should keep putting comma and space. So if num1 is not equal to 7, then enter. Oh, sorry. Then should then print the character. So put John. So this one should be num. This one should be comma, right? And this one should be space. Okay. I think that's all. We could reformat this one to get to 0 when it gets to that last part, right? We could do that. So after this num1, then you can see num2, comma num3, and then we have this num2 equals to 0. I'm not sure this one is necessary, but num3 equals to 0. I'm not sure this one is necessary. Let me just cut it. But you can put it. But let me just cut it to test it. And after everything, where's my return? Hey, how many picture? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We should use 6. Let me put new line. I should have put this new line since picture from beginning. Okay, so let's test it first and see if it works. Betty 1, Betty said we are okay. So let's compile it and see. Use the propagation code, copy, paste. It worked, and then let's see. It's a link print. Attack. Attack on what happened? That's why I don't want to explain yet. Okay, should we put that one? Wait. Yes, you're correct. I'm not sure this the error. What else? What am I missing? Am I missing anything? Let's try it. Dirty should say we are okay. GCC should say we are okay. And execution should say we are okay. By faith. It's not still running. So what was wrong? Please run so that we can go to the last one now. Please. 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 Ah, the probably will still give it to chat GPT to see. You see it, okay, so there's something wrong with this code that is not making it run. Maybe just one thing. What did we change that and that it wasn't running? I can't remember. There's something that we changed that we didn't do. Let me just copy it. No, it's not even go down. Okay, I know what to do. Let me just reduce. Let me reduce this pen. So I'll be able to copy it. Right? So let me reduce it one more time. What does this code do? And why isn't it running? In order to save our time, because I'm not ready to start debugging right now. I'm tired and I'm still going for rehearsal. So the output of this one of the number 0 to 9 and is proving combination. No. Send me the output. Is it going to put 999? Are you serious? So so 0 1 to 0 1 2. Is that how we started? 0 1 to 0 1 3. Yeah, we are correct. Why is ChatGPT giving me the output and you are telling me that it's wrong? Look at, we are correct. So why is it not running? Oh my terminal. Yeah, I'm doing that. Is there something I omit in the code? So let's see what I omit. So you said you reset number 2 to 0. Okay, we reset 3. So we did this one correctly. We did this one correctly. While number 1 is less than this. While number 2 is like this. Okay, we should reset number 3 at the beginning. Okay, so okay, if number 1 is not equal to 7 and 2. Okay, let's just add remove the number 3 and initialize it at the beginning and see if that will work. Where is number 3? I'm not sure this should be the problem though. I'm not sure. But if it is the problem, so 3 should be equal to 0. Okay, let's increase back. So let's check. Betsy, let's say we agreed. Jesus, is but running code. So we are run. Yes, now we are running the right code. You see, it says it's not still running. So what are we getting wrong? Return 0. Did we misspell anything? Because this thing is taking more than enough time. So return 0 is correct. Picture is correct. I'm not sure it's this one. Let me just have it side by side. That's it. Okay. Num1 plus plus num2 equals 0. And we have our num1 plus plus num2 is equal to 0. Then we have num2 plus plus num2 plus plus num3 plus plus num3 plus plus and this. This if num1 is not equal to 7. This if num1 is not equal to 7. And then num1, num2, num3. Num1, num2, num3. If num1 is less than num2 and num2 is less than num3. If num1 is less than and num2 is less than num3. While num3 is less than equal to 9. While 3 is less than equal to 9. Okay. This guy is at the top of num3. So let's put that num3 up there. You have to delete the space of this. Right? num2 is less than or equal to 9, while num1 is less than or equal to 9. Int main void int num1 is num2. So we have all our codes. So I don't know why this guy is not going in. Let's recompile it and we run it. Oh, it has run. Hey, look at that single thing. Hey, God of mercy. Thank God. So I didn't even notice that. Like, anyway, so let me just quickly go through it for you and let's see. So it's just like the way we've explained before. Let me reduce the screen a bit. So the first number, num1, is we set num1, we set num2, and then we set num3. Let me first git add and git push. Let me just explain now. So num1, num2, num3, right? So this one will print the first one, this one will print the second one, this one will print the third one, right? Okay. So if num1 is greater than num2, so that is if this one is greater than this and this one is greater than this, that's the only time when we should print. So if we have 0, 1, 1, now this one is not greater than this, it's not going to print it. You understand? So that's just the logic that we gave it here. So when all these conditions are met at the third stage, then it will now print the three numbers. Okay, and then it's going to first keep doing for number 3. If you notice, number 1 will stay for longer, 0 stayed for longer, um, followed by 1, like that. If you understand that previous one we did, you understand this one. So it's almost the same thing. I don't want to waste time because we've wasted enough time to go through this. And then it will print this one, and then we have our if statement because 7 is the last one, right? Yeah, we have 7 as the only one, so it's not going to print comma and whenever the first one becomes 7. Okay, so it's not going to print this one. And then we increase our num3, we increase our num2. So this place, we after the first one has gone, after the first 0 has done, we reset this number 2 to 0. I'm not sure this, if we are using the for loop, we don't need to reset it. Okay, so and then this place they just set that num3 is 0, which we've done at the top, which I wasn't expecting us to do again. Yeah, we've done it here. Okay, so I wasn't expecting us to do it here again, so that's why. So hopefully just git add it, git commit print 3 numbers not equal to each other. Okay, push. So let's check our code. Let's see the previous one. The previous one has checked. So let's check this one and then we'll do the last one. So that one is running. While that one is running, let me just zoom in a bit. Print this one. Look at this combination now. So after a 2 digits, we have another 2 digits being printed, and then there's a space here. We'll still use our if statement to break that stuff down. Okay, so write a program that prints all combination of so that prints all the combination of 2 digits. Okay, so now you're going to have 4 numbers. Okay, the 2 numbers should be separated by a space. All the numbers should be printed, all numbers should be printed with digits 1, 0, should be printed with 2 digits 1 and 1 should be printed as 01. Okay, so your 1 should be printed as 01. The combination of numbers should be separated by commas followed by a space. The combination of numbers should be printed in ascending order. 01, 01, 10, 000 are considered as the same combination. And one thing I want to chip in is that most people will be using the for loop, which will be right, but it's good to always. I think this will be the first while loop ever I've seen in ALX, but I don't know. Some people might be using it as well. So on this particular task, okay, so write a program that prints all possible combination of two-digit numbers. The number should range from zero to, okay, we've done this. The combination of should be separated by comma followed by space, so comma and space, and then the combination of numbers should be printed in ascending orders. The number should be printed in ascending orders. As you can see, it's ascending. 010 blah 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 considered the same, so just like the same thing. Okay, so this one and this combination are considered the same. Yeah, you use picture, and then you can only use picture 8 times, and then so majorly we are going to use it up to 8 times. We are not allowed to use any variable char on this, right? So let's first go into our program and vi the name, right? Put your header file, include stdio.h, and then put your comments. Prints 4 digits separated by space and comma. And our return should return 0. So then we have our int name for it, and we have this guy that also our code. Then we have int, then we have number 1 separated with comma, number 2 separated with comma, number 3. You see that our code, when we give it to ChatGPT, it's actually run it to be that output, but I don't know why we have to just initialize that one. I'm so surprised though. Number 4, right? So let me just declare this one. Number 1 should be equals to 0. Everything apparently is 0. Number 2 should be equal to 0. And don't forget, let's put this guy. Number 3 should be equal to 0. And then number 4 should be equal to 0. So I think that should work first. So we have our while loop there. Oof, man. Have we checked that last time because we have few minutes left? Yes, so just this one, okay. So we have few minutes left. So well, this one is not equal to. So let me just do like this. Okay. So for this one now, let me just do it like this. So this one, I think we'll give it 48, 48, 48, 48, and then 57. Okay, I actually gave it the value of stuff in. Okay. Wow. What's it called? Num1 is not equal to or is less than equal to 9 as usual. Instead of using this 0, we could also use 48. I think the ASCII table I was looking for. Representation of 0 is 48. Okay, so can you see this? This is what I'm looking for. 48 in character is 0. So instead of using this, you can use 48. Okay, but let's just keep using 0. These are what I was looking for before. Alright, so I just remembered. And then num1 is less than equal to 9. And then we'll press this. Yeah, let's just increase num1 from here so it doesn't confuse us. Num1 plus plus. And then we'll go up. So we'll do for the rest too. Wow. Num2 is not equal to num2 plus plus, right? Num2 plus plus. This one too, right? So num1, num2, and then inside this one, we have those ones too, right? So while loop, I can see someone dropping the checker is back, where checker has been working since. Num2 is less than equal to 9, right? Num3 num3 plus plus, and inside that one too. Wow. Okay, I think we've done that first now. So we have around 1, 2, We have an amount to num4. Okay, so after that, we then declare our if statement inside this guy. So we now say if open parenthesis, and we should execute this kind of code, right? If something happens. So this is where we now put those stuff, right? Where it's going to print. So this if statement will verify everything. So the first thing I'll do is I'll open a bracket. So if k, sorry, if num3 plus number4 is greater than open bracket, close bracket, is greater than num1 plus num2. So what we are saying is, if, okay, let me just finish it and then, because of checker, let's finish it and then. If num3 is greater than num2 is this, then we should, and also, and if num3 is greater than or equal to num1 in brackets, everything. I can't explain too much now because of checker. I want to meet up deadline. And with the or C, there's one, or num1 is less than num3. That's when we should now perform this following code. Let me reduce this a little bit. Okay, so picture 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 picture. We have 5 here. This the fourth one. Picture. So this one will abort the space. This one will be num1, num2, num3, num4. We shouting like that early in the morning. Just a minute. Okay, so we have that one. Okay, so after that we have another if statement for the spaces that will be in between. There will be comma and the space that will be in between. So we now say if, right, comma and this in between, if then let me just put for the basis. If anything should happen, okay. If our C plus let's see, our num1 plus num2 plus num3 plus num4 is equal to 227, and num1 is what? And num1 is equal to, okay, 227 is not 227 minus 48 is 227 minus 48, that's 180, that's 177. Let me just be sure. 180. 227 is 57 is 9. Okay, let me first do this. 227 for simplicity equals to, this should be 9. This one, I don't, 180. This one, 180. I think I just, let me use 227 here. 170. Then if this one is it, then we should break. We should break, or else we should print, because we're running out of time. I'll explain this guy. Picture and I think command space, right? Command space. So this one is the command. This one is this. At the end, where is this one is coming from? Control What's going on? Over and have issue. Hey, hey, hope this thing will not go and reload. And I've wasted time. Let me just quickly copy this guy. He's not even copying. Hey, this thing has on low. My god, my god. This thing has on low. Too many if. This thing has on. I have to reload it. And we don't have time. Fuck you. Where is it? 102. After so many time of wasting. Okay, okay, one second. I wanted to put the return and put char for new line. What's wrong with this one now? Okay, let me quickly check this guy first. More than 49 in the function. 51 and 52. Hmm. 51 and 52. Let me first quickly say 51 and 52. See, if that's the case, it's these guys that passed it. Just, mm, I don't know if I can initialize all of them to be like this. Let's see. Okay, so we've solved those two. Too many leading tabs in 30 and 34. 30 and 34. So let me reduce it on 34. 30. Bet me not accept this code. Well, at 148. Will I be able to meet up like this? You know what? I will first git push it and press enter. Git and git commit message. So I will get a score for that month. Okay. So last push. Okay. Let me just run checker for it. While run checker, let me just select done for that last one. Okay, so it's going to give me at least one score because it's going to detect I've done something. So let's go back to the task. Okay, it failed because of betting. Bet because of you. Mm, so what's wrong now? What's that Betty saying? She said, so what? Let me ask ChatGPT. It's already 6 o'clock. So the deadline is past. How many minutes have we used to record like this? 2 hours, 3 hours. Oh my god. Man, I think I'll just pause this thing and give you guys the answer. And let you see. Okay, let me give it the code and so let's give it the code. I think this thing is not short enough. Okay. So say it is produce code. Okay. It is now 179 that is giving us problem. Okay. Okay. I get. So here that is a 227. And so this one should be um number one. This one should be with this number that I'm getting confused of. Okay, keep it 227 57. I wanted to try something. Still same thing. Oh, okay. Let's say what does this code do? It's doing what we want it to do, but print the output. Okay, there's a mix up with this particular part. 0 1. We are not done formatting it, it's that number. So let me just say, how do I make it print this format? Don't use printf. We are using shortcuts. We are using shortcuts. Yes. Yes. Okay. No. We haven't even declared all these ones. Tired of this. I don't know if we should copy this code or not. I think we are right till this point. To this picture here. So that it didn't add extra. So normal if. But the thing is going to print this guy at the end of that stuff. What will this output be? It's still the same thing that I did now. Oh man, let me pause this guy because let me just pause. Okay, so for the last task, I decided to eventually use the for loop because the while loop was just stressing me out. So I haven't tested it, and here is it. Int ij int abcd. So for the for loop, instead of for the while loop, inside the while loop, I will say I is less than this, right? And I will say this one increments inside, and then I would put this one probably on the top. So the for loop will accept everything inside. So basically, this is the code. I'll post a link to all the codes in the comments, but you have to understand this code, okay? So let me first run it and see if this will work. Hey, okay. Well, let us clear our screen. Let us run it. Compile the code. If we were using this for loop since, like, we'll be far done. Betty, you have truly white space at 15, 16, 20, 21. Okay, so 15, 16, 20, 21. So to remove the white space here. This is the white space here. So it doesn't look like a white space here though. 2021. So let's check again. 15, 16, 20, 21. I can't find the white space. Set lists. List. 15 and 16. Okay, there's white space there. There's white space. So this one, that command will help you see white space. Look at the white space here. This one and this one. Okay. So to delete it, I'll just come here. Press backspace. Press backspace. Press backspace. I can remove the list like this and to return it now. But you don't need to remove it before you exit. So let's try it again. So that has helped us. So let's recompile. Let's and this one it okay. It's actually printed everything for us. Okay, that's clear. So I will explain this particular one in. I don't want this video to be too long, so let me just stop it here. Alright, so see you guys. So let me git add in your non class git commit instance. Okay, let's just check it. Okay, it worked. So now I might have been graded already. Maybe let me refresh this page 10. You see, you've been graded already. So let's check that last one that we did. Okay, it's called this. It still scored 0 because we didn't pass any scores. If that we passed Betty, this one would have been better. So the rest we had 100%, 100% score. All right. So far, I think we are done with it, right? So yeah, so we'll see you online class. We'll talk more about them, and you need to practice them like thoroughly this weekend.